Hello my fellow chef knives enthusiasts. I have something special in store for you today. You've seen it here first, type of special. Trust me, this is exciting stuff. In these two boxes we have some under the radar stuff from Niigata Hamano. But before we're going to see what's inside of these boxes, first let me explain to you how these two boxes ended up in my house in the first place. The owner of Meesterslijpers / Knives World here in Amsterdam has a really warm relationship with the agent of Niigata and the guys at Niigata Hamano themselves. Hence he very often has really nice Niigata knives in stock, but also pretty often gets a very high-end, rare and experimental stuff from Niigata Hamano. And exactly that last category of knives usually never makes it to their website, meaning they will almost never be available to mere mortal knife nerds like us. They are usually immediately and directly sold to wealthy collectors and knife connoisseurs who Rene will first contact when he receives unicorn type knives like this. So Rene ends up selling a lot of beautiful and special knives before the rest of the world even knows about their existence. So here I am. Enough is enough. No more. From now on I want to make a video of these knives before they end up in the knife vault of some rich knife collecting mogul secret lair. No more. We demand to have at least a glimpse of these knives before they end up with the happy view. Even though most of us couldn't even afford to look at these knives for more than a minute. That being said, let's see what's inside of these boxes. As I am already getting used to with the Niigata high-end knives, they come with these ridiculously nice handles. I love them because they're not too loud, but they are kind of special, beautiful materials. I'm not even going to those bottom caps. I'm not even going to look at the handles too much because I'm too excited about these blades. So let's start with this one. Here we go. Let's have a look at this science experiment. Wow! I know Yoshizawa is a Damascus wizard, but I don't even know what I'm looking at here. What is this? This is crazy. I'm not sure if I dare to look at this blade. Okay, let's just do it. Fuck me. What? Oh, come on. Go Yoshizawa, you cannot do this to me. Stop it. What? What is this? Are you kidding me? He is doing this on purpose. These are amazing Yanagibas. These two Yanagibas don't look like any other Yanagibas I have seen in my whole entire life, plus all my past lives. Okay, this one sort of looks familiar, but it doesn't because this Damascus pattern I didn't even see from Niigata before. This is even like a Niigata first. There are so many different things going on in this pattern. On the box right here it says this one is hairline finished. I don't even know what that means, but I'm loving it. It's so animated. It has this type of 3D effect. I can imagine if I wear 3D glasses, you know, like in the cinema, this Damascus would just come right at my face. It's just crazy. Just crazy. there is something really special going on this blade. But then you have this one. This one? The box says this one is etching finished. It's clearly visible that this blade has been, put in some stuff to make it get this much darker look and more striking contrast within the whole Damascus pattern and scheme. I mean, this is beautiful, but come on, this. That etching finish makes this one look like it came from a forge far away in a galaxy further away. It almost looks like this was made from materials that are not even found on this planet. This looks like it was secretly made in a above top secret underneath Mount Fuji lab under a clear moon sky. This is so stupidly beautiful. I want to have this pattern on my wall. I want to have this as a backdrop in my kitchen. I want this on my clothes. I want this as my bed sheet. I want this all over the place. Wow. It's already hard enough to make a normal Yanagiba.
A Japanese Yanagiba. This is most definitely the world's most difficult knife to forge and complete properly. Part of the complication lies in the fact that it's a two-layer laminate. We're going to take this mild steel bar, and to it we're going to forge weld a small chunk of carbon steel to make a two-layer laminate. Some of the difficulties lie in the fact that when that blade is quenched in water, the carbon steel core is going to expand and it's going to push against the mild steel. So keeping the blade straight and untwisted throughout the whole process until the completed knife is one of the real big difficulties. Secondly, there's going to be a slight concave grind to the back of the blade, and getting that just barely concave and yet so that only the edges touch the sharpening stones on that backside is really difficult. In Japan, this is regarded as the king of blades, and doing it properly is a real test of the bladesmith skill in Japan.
This Damascus aside, these are perfectly executed Yanagiba blades. To start with, beautiful thick spines with a slight taper towards a very thin tip. Beautiful tight blade roads. Ura side, pretty much flawless. These will slice through fish like my cat's nails through my skin. Okay. So now let me try and explain how these blades were made. I'm by no means a knife maker, nor I am a metallurgist. And since these are experiments and officially non-existing blades, I only have little information on these strange anomalies. I suppose we can't really call this coreless blades. In a way, we can say these are coreless blades because there's no iron used for these blades. But these blades take it just a little step further than your average coreless blades, if there is even such a thing like an average coreless blade. But let me elaborate on this a little bit more. If I'm not mistaken, normally a coreless blade has just two types of high carbon steel forged together into one piece of high carbon steel. So the result then is one piece of high carbon steel with two different types of hardness, because two different types of high carbon steel were used and forged together. The aim for doing so is to create a steel blade which is a completely high carbon steel blade, so it will take a very sharp edge, have great edge retention, but still also will slice with a bite. It won't lose its toothiness, because there are two different hardness embedded in this coreless steel. Does this make any sense? I might have screwed it up a little bit. Again, I'm not a knife maker or a metallurgist, so bear with me. Anyway, that is a normal coreless blade. Two types of high carbon steel forged together into one piece of high carbon steel with two different types of hardness and no cladding. Hence the name coreless steel. With these two blades, the cladding is made out of coreless steel. So these two blades do have a core of blue number 2 steel, and then is cladded with a coreless steel made of a mix of blue number 2 and white number 2 steel. Are you still following this? I have a hard time following myself. So this blue number 2 steel is cladded with coreless steel made out of blue number 2 and white number 2 steel. I think I actually start to get the gist of this. The whole blade consists out of high carbon steel, blue number 2 and white number 2. It's just that it has a core and a cladding, all made of high carbon steel. Now, that is something that I've never seen before, that I've never heard of before. This is a worldwide premiere. I'm not sure if this is going to affect the performance of these knives at all. I'm not really sure why it would, because the exposed core blue number 2 edge is just that, a blue number 2 core edge, but perhaps being cladded with a coreless steel made out of blue number 2 white number 2 steel, it will prevent it from bending and warping, or somehow makes it a little bit more forgiving, or maybe if you drop it, it won't break that fast. I actually don't know. But it sure sounds like this was a fun and interesting experiment for Go Yoshizawa and his team of apprentices. Yo guys, let's see what happens if we use a coreless steel as a cladding for a Yanagiba. Yeah, that sounds like a completely sane and fun thing to do, right? Hold my beer. And so it happened. The hairline finish is something I've never seen before, and it's super cool. I mean, have you ever seen something like this on a blade? I sure didn't. But my eyes just can't stop looking at this etched, finished, coreless clad Yanagiba. I mean, this is literally a whole type of different Damascus. These knives kind of give me the sweats. I just really love and respect the fact that Go Yoshizawa and his team of young apprentices are building their own equivalent of a Takafu knife village, but then in Hirosaki. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear and see a lot more from Hirosaki knife village in the future. I mean, it sure seems like they are having a lot of fun over there, a lot of expertise. I think Go Yoshizawa is already a master bladesmith, especially for his relatively young age. I bet he's dreaming about new ways and techniques of making Damascus blades all the time, even when he's sleeping, and he definitely loves and dares to experiment with it. Go Yoshizawa is like your friendly neighborhood mad professor, always busy in his lab, and pretty much always end up making my jaws drop a little bit whenever something new of his hands sees the light of day. I for one can't wait to see what he still has up his sleeves for us in the future, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be awesome and pushing the envelope. Dare I say it, I think he will probably get to a point where he will kind of get the same status of a Tsukasa Hinara with his river jump. If Go Yoshizawa continues like this, he probably will stumble upon something that will be the equivalent of a river jump type of innovation in the Damascus knife making world. Or at least I hope so, and I truly think he deserves it. Even though some of his blades, like the Chukabocho Troll Killer that I've unboxed in one of my other videos, I thought that was honestly plain ugly. It doesn't take anything away from the respect that I have for him, and I'm just happy that he exists and that he just keeps on keeping on. Go Yoshizawa. He has my blessings. I don't know what else to say, guys. Just remember, you've seen it here first. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, folks.